Marla here. I want to talk today about my current experience with changing my diet. So, this is a really interesting topic to talk about for anyone out there who has struggled with food. Maybe you've had an eating disorder, or you've had some disordered eating, you have some issues around your food, and now you have a health issue and now you have to change your food. Maybe you have to get rid of things. Maybe you have to restrict and you're not allowed to eat certain things. And it can be a really tricky situation. And I want to just talk to you all about my experience that I'm going through right now and what I am doing to take care of myself. I was currently diagnosed with some gut stuff, and I'm not going to get into the specifics of what I actually have going on because that's not really the important thing. What we're focusing on here is what I want to focus on is how can I do this? How can I make changes in my diet without going back into diet mode, without going back into fear of restriction, fear of not getting my needs met, fear of all those things that have come up for me in the past can show up when I'm letting a food go that doesn't work for me anymore, or it's like it's time to let it go for a little while. And so I'll just share with you what I've been doing. So I was diagnosed with this, and my doctor was like, okay, this is what we're going to do. Here's the things you're going to have to let go of. They're going to stop eating. And I looked at the list, and a lot of them was just like, whoa. And I have just taken it really slow. First off, I'm going on vacation with my family. So I'm like, I'm not doing anything until I get back, because I knew that I did not want to go on vacation in full-on restriction mode. So I just made that boundary. The next thing that I did was I slowed it down. And I'm like, I don't have to be getting rid of things right now in my diet, but I'm slowing it down so that I can see what it feels like. So I stopped eating, and just so you know, I'm going to talk a little bit about food. I stopped eating grains. And the first day that I decided not to do that, I'm not a huge grain eater anyways, but I stopped eating them. And then that day I started, it was like, oh my gosh, there's nothing for me to eat. There's nothing in the house. I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry right now. This is just not going to work for me. Like, I really felt myself going into a lot of fear. So I just really slowed that down. I'm like, is this true? No, there's a lot of food in my house. There's a lot of other choices, right? And B, like, what can I make sure that I have in my house on now, so that I make sure that, okay, now I'm taking this one out. What can I add more of so that I feel safe? And that's a big one. What can I add more of? What do I need to go to the grocery store and make sure that I always have on hand so that I have those needs met? So that's just some of the choices and some of the things that I've been doing. And I also realize that as I go through this is really an opportunity for me to look at, what if I do have some things come up for me around dieting? Like, there's still some diet head things going on in there. I lived in that for so many years, right? So I get this opportunity to be like, no, we're not doing this because we're losing weight. No, you don't get to restrict on something else now. It's like getting really clear that I'm doing this for my health and not for weight loss. Because for me, and this is just my experience, is that when I start changing my food because I want to lose weight, it turns a switch in my head, and I go into restriction, and then I go into binge mode or overeating mode, and then the shame will kick in. So I have to be very clear with myself. No, we're not dieting. We're actually loving our body, and we're actually listening to what our body wants by taking some of these food choices out. Also letting myself know that it's not going to be for the rest of my life. it's going to be okay, right? But there's still those voices that are in me. There's still those places, those young girl places, and those that are just it's in fear. So I'm taking my time, and I will start this diet. I will start this new way of eating when I get back from my vacation. And I probably will enjoy myself a lot. And that's the other thing I've been noticing. It's like, oh, because I'm going to be going on restricting from certain foods, I better eat a lot of them right now. So really watching that too. That's kind of the binge mentality that I have to watch. It's like, no, it's because you're not going to be eating sugar for a while does not mean that you get to shove 20 brownies in your face. So it's very interesting, and it's still, I'm still peeling the onion, people. It's a learning, and I'm here to share with you as I move along, because it's important stuff to share. So if this is helpful for you, please, let me know. Um, like it below, send me some comments, and be in touch with me. I'm here to support you. Sending you so much love. Have a great day.